Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. We must use time creatively and forever realize that the time is always ripe to do right. Peace is the greatest weapon for development that any person can have. To find out if your friend is loyal, ask him to lie to another friend. I learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear. It always seems impossible until it's done. Do not judge me by my successes, judge me by how many times I fell down and got back up again. Resentment is like drinking poison and then hoping it will kill your enemies. No single person can liberate a country. You can only liberate a country if you act as a collective. One sign of mutual friendship is the enjoyment of communication. There are a few misfortunes in this world that you cannot turn into personal triumphs if you have the iron will and the necessary skill. To be free is not merely to cast off one's chains, but to live in a way that respects and enhances the freedom of others. A good head and a good heart are always a formidable combination. The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. I am the captain of my soul. No one is born hating another person because of the color of his skin, or his background, or his religion. People must learn to hate, and if they can learn to hate, they can be taught to love. For love comes more naturally to the human heart than its opposite. I dream of an Africa which is in peace with itself. There is no passion to be found playing small and settling for a life that is less than the one you are capable of living. Real leaders must be ready to sacrifice all for the freedom of their people. I stand here before you not as a prophet, but as a humble servant of you, the people. It is what we make out of what we have, not what we are given, that separates one person from another. It is not where you start, but how high you aim, that matters for success. Difficulties break some men, but make others. No axe is sharp enough to cut the soul of a sinner who keeps on trying, one-armed with the hope that he will rise even in the end. To deny people their human rights is to challenge their very humanity. As long as poverty, injustice, and gross inequality persist in our world, none of us can truly rest. If you want to make peace with your enemy, you have to work with your enemy. Then he becomes your partner. We can change the world and make it a better place. It is in your hands to make a difference. Freedom cannot be achieved unless women have been emancipated from all forms of oppression. I am not a saint unless you think of a saint as a sinner who keeps on trying. Courageous people do not fear forgiving for the sake of peace. When a man has done what he considers to be his duty to his people and his country, he can rest in peace. A nation should not be judged by how it treats its highest citizens, but its lowest ones. I am not truly free if I am taking away someone else's freedom. A person does not become a freedom fighter in the hope of winning awards. The oppressor must be liberated just as surely as the oppressed. If you talk to a man in a language he understands, that goes to his head. If you talk to him in his language, that goes to his heart. I have walked that long road to freedom. I have tried not to falter. I have made missteps along the way. But I have discovered the secret that after climbing a great hill, one only finds that there are many more hills to climb. A winner is a dreamer who never gives up. I like friends who have independent minds because they tend to make you see problems from all angles. Man's goodness is a flame that can be hidden but never extinguished. There is no easy walk to freedom anywhere, and many of us will have to pass through the valley of the shadow of death again and again before we reach the mountaintop of our desires.